The previous movie left me once a man, once a man, once a man. But now I'm back for more movies, even if I'm scarred.
No, just kidding. I'm still okay. Sorry, I bought this at a costume shop. I saw. I was like,
I must own this because I always wanted a chrome mask.
"Fuck." No, I'm not scarred for life. This is another review from my 13 Slays of Halloween. I'm looking at Super Bowl tonight, and first off, I just want to say I've never been a fan of Stephen King stuff. I mean, the movies at least. The movies. I had bad luck from seeing Stephen King movies. The first movie I saw was Maximum Overdrive. Yeah, that's a very good intro for Stephen King. After that was Cujo. Fucking hell, I didn't want to see any dogs after that movie. After that, it was what was the other bad one? Oh yeah, The Night Flyer with Miguel Ferrer. The fuck, it pissed me off, that movie. It's like a whole 90 minutes of me watching that movie. I was like, but there's no ending to it. Well, there is an ending, but they're pretty much a stupid ending. Uh, and then there was It, which didn't make it very clowns, but it was like, wow, Tim Curry's amazing. I gotta look at his stuff. Uh, yeah, but it was a. Oh, sorry, Langoliers. I forgot about that. There was a mini series in I think the early '90s or late '80s. I just remember it had Dr. Anton Arcane in it, the guy who played Dr. Anton Arcane in the Swamp Thing TV series. I forgot his name now. But he showed up with Lois and Clark. I mean, the guy always played the evil British villain, but he played the good guy in that. Anyway, I'm talking too much of that shit. Anyway, long story short, I never really liked Stephen King stuff after that. I mean, I got thrown out of it. But I'm aware of it, the particular taste. So, forgot about The Graveyard Shift. That was another movie I saw. How could I ever forget about that movie? It's like, freaking hell. It's totally forgettable, though. That's probably why I forgot about it. Anyway, I never saw Silver Bullet. And it was recommended to me to see this. And first, when I looked at the trailer, I was like, okay, this might be interesting. Gary Busey not before, right during it, he goes insane. Got Corey Haim, probably, I think it's the last movie he did that was big in the 80s. Or was it? I don't know. I gotta look at it. Probably wrong. I don't know. It's one of his big movies. Again, another movie where he pretty much sees something that he shouldn't and basically is telling every freaking adult, something supernatural's going on and they're out to get me. Oh my god. And then you have Megan Follows. Wow. Yeah. Anna Green Gables. Wow. Never expected her to be in a horror movie, but again, that's the funny thing about horror movies. The person you least expect will show up in one of these movies. But anyway, yeah, this movie was fun. It was decent. It was enjoyable. I mean, it's not my favorite. It's not a good werewolf. Let's say it's not a very good werewolf. Like, still before that prefer American Werewolf in London. I prefer the Wolfman, both versions. I don't know why. I enjoy that new one of it, even though it was a mess, but I still enjoyed it. I enjoyed The Howling. Howling 2 for the wrong reasons. But this wasn't a bad movie. I mean, I knew who was going to be the werewolf going into this, but I was like, the moment I didn't know that Terry O'Quinn was in this movie, so the moment I saw him, like, I was like, wait a second, the fucking stepfather's in this movie? Because this is what he did, I think after this, he did his infamous role as the stepfather in the horror series, so I was like, fuck, he might actually be the werewolf. It's Terry O'Quinn. That man could seesaw into nice guy to, oh, he's gonna kill your ass without a dime. And I almost thought it was him. First, I mean, given it's Terry O'Quinn, I almost thought until Everett McGill, the guy I was talking about yesterday, showed up, and I was like, oh fuck, never mind, it's Everett McGill. Because Everett McGill is always typecast as being a villain, and basically, damn it, I'll be right, he was the villain again. Spoiler alert, sorry. and he's pretty good in this. I mean, he's a crazed priest who's become a werewolf, and he, I wonder if the eye patch thing he wears later in the movie gave Garth Ennis his reasons why he gave Jesse Custer the eye patch later in Preacher. I don't know. I just kept on thinking about Preacher when I saw Evan Gill's character just wearing an eye patch and just like, damn it, this is Preacher. No, that's not. I kept on thinking of that for some reason. But anyway, this was a crazy bug-ass movie, and it was a good movie. It was a nice edge-of-your-seat thrill ride. It wasn't as crazy stupid as yesterday's entry, so that was a good plus. I kind of was surprised at that because I was expecting pretty much a low-rent movie. I was expecting, okay, this is a Stephen King movie made in the late 80s. Never a good sign of that because about I can't remember a good Stephen King movie in the late 80s that people liked in that, except It, and that was in the early 90s, so that couldn't be it. I mean, Cujo, maybe, yeah. Christine, I guess Christine would probably be the one. I really gotta see that movie again. I haven't seen that in years. It's freaking John Carpenter doing Stephen King. That should be interesting by itself. Maybe next year. But yeah, Silver Bolt was a good thing. I mean, it was nice standard werewolf fare. I mean, it's kind of shocked me the material of where the victims got. I mean, I was surprised of some of the people who got killed in this. I was like, wait, they're going there? Holy shit, they're going there. Wow. I mean, this movie doesn't hold back. I mean, this movie opens up and just tells you already that no one's fucking safe from this werewolf. And I'm kind of glad for that, because later on in the movie, Gary Busey's character does something that pretty much gets a certain other characters out of the movie, because this fucking werewolf has been batshit insane, so it's not surprising that Gary Busey's character would do this to make sure they're fucking safe, because this werewolf would fucking destroy them. So yeah, there's that. And I kind of make Busey was, I mean, from late 80s to early 90s, Busey was always great and stuff like this. So I mean, he's just entertaining as fuck in this movie. I mean, there's a lot of great character actors in this. I mean, again, McQuinn's in this. I mean, and that's the reason why. I mean, he was in his prime in this era, because this is when he would. This is my favorite Terry O'Quinn era. Screw you guys, I don't like Lost that much. I kind of like Terry O'Quinn. I always think of him when I see that. I think of Howard Hughes and The Rocketeer and The Stepfather series, because he's always that guy you just don't trust, and you're like, okay, is he going to be a good guy in this movie, or is he going to be a psychopath in this movie? And it's funny that I mean, this was a good movie. I mean, Fowles was great in this, so was Haim. I mean, well, Haim was like Feldman in this genre. They're good at horror, so they knew what they were doing. So yeah, this was a good movie. I have no real complaints about this movie. I mean, this was just an entertaining fare. I wasn't blowing my socks off by it, but it was still fun. I mean, it was enjoyable. It's a nice, like, you're bored at night or something and it's Halloween, or you're just bored or something and looking for something horror and it's entertaining as hell. I mean, this movie's not bad at all. I mean, it has a lot of good entertaining stuff. I mean, the werewolf suit, okay, I'll admit that. That might be the only flaw of this movie. I mean, the werewolf is... I mean, the head looks fine, but I guess I could say that it's the big flaw in the movie, but it's the 80s. I'll excuse it for that. I mean, you had the freaking American Werewolf in London and The Howling back to back, and then you get this. I'm taking pity on it, okay? Plus, you had freaking, at the end of the 80s, you had freaking Wolfman and Monster Squad. You entered the era with a very good Wolfman design, and you ended that era with that. I mean, and in between this, I'm gonna give it some slack. I mean, it's lesser than the other guys, but it's still good. But yeah, it was an entertaining fare. I was on the edge of my seat. It's a good entertaining movie. If you want to just pop it in, it's very entertaining. I highly recommend it. I mean, but it surprised me. This movie did surprise me. I'll probably watch this movie again, because I mean, it's Gary Busey doing what Gary Busey does best. And he's a good guy in this too, so it's like, okay. Gary Busey doing something good for once. I mean, usually I'm not watching Gary Busey. Either he's a down and run luck pitcher in a Chicago Cubs uniform, or he's batshit insane being a megalomaniac. So yeah, it's good. I have to get that. So I forgot what tomorrow is. No, it's another recommended movie from you guys. That's the Mad Max movie? No. I don't know yet, so, I mean, it's late. That's the reason why my mind's a little... I did 3 movies back to back. I watched Silver Bullet, I watched Heat, and then I watched When Good Girls Go Bad. And, well, okay, I didn't watch it fully because my fucking cable went out when I did that, so anyway. Yeah, so I did 3 movies back to back. Usually that's a freaking marathon of itself. So, yeah, and... No, to say, it was entertaining. I was a pleasant surprise. I was kind of worried at first, given it was late 80s Stephen King, and I came out surprised that it was actually good Stephen King. And, I mean, it doesn't change my opinion. I mean, I'd rather read this stuff of his work, I mean, than actually seeing it. The thing. I think the only one that works is pretty much Shining, but even then I was like, I still think it's too much of the substance more than that. That and pretty much, God, that awful mid-90s one with Steven Weber as the Jack Nicholson role, but like Rebecca De Mornay in that role. Oh God, she's freaking hot. Rebecca De Mornay. Anyway, so that's my review. Silver Bullet, fun movie. Enjoy. Till next time, folks.